everyone, I'm Lindsay Hoffman and welcome to the Dose of Bliss show where we talk about everything motivational and inspirational to make you live your best life. Today I have my good friend Ali Spagnola and she is going to be here to tell you about how to make your life more outrageous and exciting. Thank you, Ali, so much for being here today.
Heck yeah, thanks for having me. This is awesome.
So to start off, I want to kind of get into a little bit about who you are for our viewers who are watching who might not be familiar with your content. So can you first get into a little bit about your YouTube and kind of what you're known for?
Sure. Yeah, on YouTube I do music, comedy, and fitness, which is kind of a crazy or wide range of things, but it all falls under this outrageous umbrella, like you mentioned. Basically just living the most outrageous life I can and enjoying myself and showing everyone.
And that's my favorite part about your content, because her content, if you watch her music, you do like mashups of songs, like you make a spin on everything, even your workouts. Everything you do on your channel is like pushed to like a level of more creativity and more fun. When you're going to go to your page, you know you're going to smile.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it just a little twinge of unexpected. Like, I just wrote a new song, and I play the saxophone and the drums, but I happen to be on a bicycle while I'm doing it in the music video. That's the most recent one that I put out. So I'm like biking along and drumming and playing the sax. It's kind of...
That's so fun, though. That's what I love about your channel. And so that's why we have Ali on the show today specifically, because she is all about making your life more outrageous. Can you explain what making your life more outrageous means?
Sure. Well, for me, I've taken it to the point of extreme where, you know, I wore a lion onesie to go travel through Vegas, or I have a video coming up where I'm going to fill my car with 250 gallons of snow and then Uber people around in a snowstorm, or you know, just over the top kind of things like that. But when I try and get people into the outrageous lifestyle, it doesn't have to be that nuts. So when I say living outrageous, it could be as simple as mismatching your shoes, which I guess is a little crazy. And it might push you outside your comfort zone for a little bit, but also it'll get people to talk to you, and then suddenly you're comfortable, and then you can do even crazier stuff. But, you know, the initial intro to it could be just as simple as taking some Play-Doh to the bar so you can make sculptures with strangers while you have your drink.
So like the basis of like making your life more outrageous is, you know, to make your life more entertaining instead of just going out and being bored with life. A lot of people are bored or they're not happy. You're kind of showing them like, hey, here's what you can do. Like, you don't have to be bored and unhappy all the time.
Right. Just try and heighten every moment to make it special and appreciate it and share it with someone else and make them laugh.
So what are like your examples? So someone obviously in everyday life might not be able to get snow for their car or might want to do that. And I know you're saying changing your shoes, but what are your like tips of, you know, easy ways to integrate? Maybe someone who's showing and who's watching this and they might be more timid, just like, you know, like the Play-Doh thing or something like simple, like your 5 simple ideas.
Yeah, so I love giving the Play-Doh example. Another good one is like if you're going for a walk, maybe take a tennis ball and like bounce it around with you. I know that seems like a little kid thing, and maybe on your lunch break you kind of feel dumb doing that at the office, but it'll also just add like a little bit of entertainment. Or perhaps, you know, like Carl from accounting at your work really likes hot sauce, so just like sneak some hot sauce into the cabinet with his name on it and don't tell him. You know, just little things like that to heighten every moment and make life more fun.
Yeah, make the little bit of your day more exciting. Yeah. And so how did you get like this? Like, were you just naturally like a little kid that was like to do silly things like, hey, I'm gonna do a flip at the pool right now, like watch me?
It's funny because I have a video coming out about this this Thursday where I actually in high school I was like a pretty big loser, you know. I just sort of timid and didn't know my own value, but I sort of got there by just realizing that, wait a minute, like coolness is just in your head, and once you decide you're cool, then everyone else realizes it too, and it like manifests, right? It's just like it becomes real and you become cool. And so like as soon as I was like, well, actually I'm awesome, then, you know, life sort of opened up and I was able to, you know, bring other people around me into this kind of joy.
Yeah, and that's something I think about too, because it's like there's like a quote, it's not what they call you, it's like what you answer to. So like,
I like it.
If you like really believe you're like a loser, you're like, hey, you know, those people who come up to you and they're like, hi, I'm a really awkward person. You know, those people who just like disclose that they're awkward at the beginning of like a sentence, and then you're like, oh, okay, that person's awkward because that's what they told you they are.
Sure.
You know, and you're like the opposite. You're like, I'm awesome. Like, and so people will react to like what you are.
Yeah.
And so when you were like timid, what were like what were the things going through your mind that made you that way? Something I like to show on the show is like, okay, so Ali obviously is outrageous in like super fun person, but you might be watching me like, there's no way I could be this person. But obviously, Ali was not like that at first. You transformed yourself. So what were you like, you know, before all this? Like, what was your mindset like?
Yeah, I feel like I had bad posture, and I would see like the cool kids in school and feel like not valued, or that I had nothing to offer in a conversation, or that, you know, I just wasn't allowed to be a part of that. And that was all in my head, but it manifested in like the way I sort of like carried myself and the way that I would bumble through speaking because I didn't think I had anything of value to say. But that wasn't true, because look how dope I am.
I know, look at her. You would never know she's like that.
Well, I do have my nerd glasses on today, so.
So what was that like shift in your mind that like you were like, I'm not going to be like this anymore? Like, were you doing little things leading up to that where you're like, you know how you see those montages in movies, like Legally Blonde, she's like, I'm not going to take it anymore.
Suddenly become cool.
She has the montage to become cool. Like, was it a period of time like that? Or like, I mean, like, what was it in real life?
Yeah, I got lucky because there was like a shift in my life that allowed me to see like, hey, wait a minute, I am valuable. And it was when I went to college. And it was like a whole new world, right? It was a whole bunch of other people, and I could start clean, which, you know, a lot of people do have this college experience, but there was something about like the college that I went to, and I was like, wait a minute, these people in my dorm are like listening to me. Like, I do have something of value. I just like felt more like I could add to that community. And then I realized that like, wait, that it could have been this all along. And now from then on, I was like, okay, well, I can, you know, sit on a couch and contribute to someone, or in a conversation, or, you know, meeting new people at a party. Like, it's all the same.
So when you're making friends, because it seems like I like when you bring up the Play-Doh example, because I do things like that too. Like you like go to a bar and no one talks to each other, and you're like, what can I do to control the situation? Not control it, but make the situation be actually fun, because you can't rely on someone else to be like, hi, or like, hey, we're having a great time today, come hang out with us. You have to be like, oh, I brought some Play-Doh, do you want to play with me?
Right, yeah, props help, right? I know I use a lot of that. Like, maybe you do roll the ball to the person next to you. Or I'm a really big fan of high fives.
Oh,
maybe
yeah, that
just
works
like
well.
High five the bus driver, or like, yeah, if you're at a bar, you know,
or at school, or wherever at work.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
High five someone random and see what their like responses are to make their day better. So what do you want people most to know about this kind of lifestyle? Like, back to, a lot of people aren't happy with their lives, they're bored, and you know, I really just want to drive home to people that there are things you can do to make your life more exciting. Like, you don't realize that like just high-fiving someone is going to make people happy and your day better.
Right, yeah. I'm always pushing for it to be just like silly and small and ridiculous and fun and making people laugh. And it's so hard, you know, you scroll through Instagram and see people like really crushing at life and getting to these huge workouts and eating right and really changing their lives, and it feels like this daunting task to get anywhere and improve yourself, or, you know, feel better about where you're stuck in life. But really, it can be just like a simple thing about like making someone smile.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it doesn't have to be such a daunting task to just sort of appreciate life, heighten every moment, and find a way to find the fun. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, if you guys are watching right now, you can feel, you know, I'm sure you can feel Ali's energy. I can. You know, she's so exciting, and you could be just like that too. But what about on like your bad days? Because obviously, like, you're a happy, inspired person, but there's days you feel down. Do you have like a routine of what you do to get out of the funk? Like, maybe wear a onesie out. Like, I'm having a bad day, so I'm going to call my friends and wear a onesie and make friends. Or like, what do you specifically do so you don't stay that way?
Yeah, honestly, it's like the first little step, and it's not necessarily an outrageous thing. It might just be that like I put on a sports bra, and that's like not that hard. But once I have that sports bra on, maybe like 5 minutes later, I'm like, okay, I could go to the gym. And then you go to the gym and you're like, maybe I will work out. You know, it's like, what's the smallest thing you can do to sort of get yourself moving, and don't think beyond it, right? Yeah, I can put a sports bra on, so I'll do that. And somehow that sort of gets you out of the inertia and gets you back into feeling good. And once I work out, I'm like, oh wait, I wasn't, like, I feel much better now.
Yeah, you feel, that's a really good point you make about not thinking too far ahead, because when you just said that, that made me think about when I want to be productive, I'll think before I go to bed at night. I'll be like, I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. and at 6:30 I'm going to make food, and then I'm going to like work out, and then I'm going to be done by this time, and then it gets so daunting that you just like don't do it.
Yeah, so just do the first thing and get to bed in time so it's easy to get up at 6 and then see how everything rolls from there.
Yeah, and just go. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to be anything. And it's not hard to live an exciting, you know, meaningful life.
Yeah, and also give yourself the excuse to not go to the gym. So maybe you put your sports bra on today and you still didn't feel it. That's fine too. Don't beat yourself up. Try it again tomorrow, and then you'll probably want to go to the gym.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to give yourself a break. You don't need to be hard on yourself. Like, and that's what I think is cool about what you say. It's like when I say like how to live like outrageous, and when you say that, people are like, well, you know, you're talking about driving with snow and doing crazy things. It's like, it's simple. It's really just, you could, I mean, the first thing you said that stuck out to me was your posture. Like something as small as your posture, like, yeah, you just sit up now, and it's just like, I hope everybody watching just like sits up as they watch it, and they can see that like something that small is going to give you the excitement for your day.
It makes a chemical change in your body for sure. It's a huge difference.
So, or what were you going to say? Something?
And outrageous doesn't have to be all these like silly stunts that I do. It could be just like, I was always interested in karate. Maybe I'll like go to a karate class, you know? It can be just about bettering yourself, not just being absurd like I do a lot of times.
So for everybody watching, and this is going to be like my last question, for everybody watching, what's like the one thing you want them to know about living a more meaningful, outrageous, exciting, you know, happy life?
Oh my goodness, you're cool. That's what I want them to know.
You're cool.
I want them to be able to decide that, wait, you do have value, you're awesome. And once that switch happens in your head, like the whole world opens up, you can be fun and brave and
be
cool.
Like Ali.
You're cool. So don't stop thinking you aren't.
Oh, I'm like, you were looking at me being like, you're cool. Thank you. You guys, you are cool. Well, thank you so much, Ali, for being on the show. Can you tell our viewers, we can look to the camera over here, can you tell everybody where they can find you? And more about your book as well, about all of this.
Oh yeah, I wrote a book on how to be outrageous that like will easily get you into it to being cool. But you can find me at Ali Spagnola on all the platforms, or alispagnola.com is where you can get the book for free.
Go follow her. It's all free. Be our friends. Be her friend.
Yay!
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to Dose of Bliss. You can follow it whatever platform you're watching it on right now. Like it, subscribe to it, follow it. I have it everywhere, and you can binge watch all the episodes right now on FocusTVNetwork.com. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we'll see you guys next time. And remember, you're cool. Bye.